Good evening, Mayo Spartan hockey fans. Welcome to tonight's matchup between your Mayo Spartans and the Century Panthers. Crosstown rivalry on this Thursday night at Graham 1. It's also Shannon O'Hara night. So Mayo Boys Hockey will be raising money for the Shannon O'Hara Foundation tonight. So if you're joining in from home and watching this, I have a QR code up on the screen. You can scan that with your phone, and if you're willing to make a donation, all of the money raised tonight will be donated to the Shannon O'Hara Foundation in January. If you're not familiar with her story, we'll be airing a segment during the second and third period intermission that tells her story. Shannon O'Hara was diagnosed on April 15th, 2011 with a brainstem glioma tumor. This was a terminal diagnosis. So Shannon fought her 9-month battle with determination and grace until she passed away on January 6, 2012. Shannon lived her life with a positive attitude, always working hard for what she wanted and being a good friend and teammate. In her memory, the Shannon O'Hara Foundation supports local youth that carry on those ideals by awarding scholarships. In addition, those funds are used to support brain tumor research as we work towards a cure. So we appreciate everybody's support if you're able to. Warm-ups are underway, and we'll get started in about 3 minutes. We should have a good matchup tonight between your Spartans and Century Panthers. Looking at similar competition, both teams the last couple of games, Mayo played Albert Lee last week, dropped a 4-3 heartbreaker. They're up 3-0 going into the third period, ended up losing 4-3. Century also played Albert Lee last week, ended up losing, I believe, 5-2 with a couple of empty net goals. And then New Prague is also a mutual competitor. Mayo lost to New Prague 1-0, and Century lost to New Prague by a couple of goals. So looking at scores, we should have a very competitive matchup for both JV and varsity tonight. Before we get underway, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Penn's Automotive and Hiller's Floor & Maker, for their support of Mayo Boys Hockey in this live stream. Mayo has lots of sponsors throughout the season, but Hiller's Floor & America and Penn's Automotive are our primary live stream sponsors. Thank you to all the Century fans tuning in. I know Rob Weidrich can stream Century on the Century live stream today, so he let us know, so appreciate all the Century folks that are tuning in also. In the lineup today for Mayo JV, Wyatt Brady is back, his first game back. So looking forward to having him back in the lineup. I believe Brody Enger is also back for Mayo after a shoulder injury. Looking at the bench, looks like we have Logan Case with a helmet on, as well as Ivan Holton. So both of those are still out with injury. Starting in net for Mayo is number 30, Colin Blummel. Starting for the Spartans back at D, we have Aiden Anderson, Ethan Pendergast, and up front we have Bo Dahl centering Brody Enger, as well as Wyatt Brady. So Century gains possession, Isaac Torello over the blue line, throws that towards the net, that's blocked in the corner. Ollie Bassano picks up that puck, moves up to his wing. That's chipped across ice. Century back to regroup. Chips that up out of the zone. Century has possession, makes a move around the D. Loses the handle. Aiden Anderson around the net, moves that up to Wyatt Brady. Wide over to forward, Bo Dahl. Aiden Anderson up with some speed, but he loses possession. Still in the zone. Century gains possession, chips it up and out. Number 9, I believe that's Carter May, makes a nice move around the D and dumps that in the corner. Number 36, Logan Dinsmore is carrying that puck up. Hit at center ice, knocks him off the puck. Number 39, William Preby gains possession, but dumps that, but he didn't make it across the red line, and that'll go for an ice. So 13:32 left in the first. We'll have a face off the right-hand side of Colin Blummel. Face off in the corner. Weston Brandt picks up that puck, tries to walk around his guy, but loses it. Brock Lammers gains possession, driving wide around the D, throws it out in the slot, but no one home. Century picks it up, ships it out of the zone. Hunter Brenhog back to pick up that puck, takes it behind his net, makes an outlet pass to his wing. In the skates of Ethan Pendergast, but he still maintains possession, gets across the red line, looking to make a move. Moves it up Brock Lammers. Shot. Save. Puck goes into the corner. Mayo gains possession. Brock looking to do something with it. Tries to center it, but it's intercepted. Century coming down the wing, takes that puck wide. Heavy hit in the corner. That was number 17, Nolan Frank, taking a heavy hit from number 23, Wyatt Brady. Ethan Pendergast over his partner, Hunter Brenhog, moves it up. Nathan Dojois tries to dump that puck in the corner, but doesn't make it all the way down. Century gains possession, and they go just dump it down in the corner. Colin Blummel corrals that for Ethan Pendergast, who loses it in his skate. Poke check, Dojois back in the corner. Moves it over to the D. D up to Aaron Harding at the wing. That gets out of the zone, so Century has to go back and tag up. Dojois back in the corner to pick it up. Cross ice pass. Ollie Bassano back to regroup that puck. Chips it wide, almost intercepted by Century, but the Mayo turns around and dumps that puck. Intercepted by Ollie Bassano. Loose puck in the slot. Can't find it. Century gains possession, comes up ice. Cutting across the slot, still with possession, shot. Loose puck, save Blummel. Corralled by Aaron Harding in the corner. Harding chips it out. Weston Brandt chasing his guy down. Isaac Torello in the corner. Torello reverses it up to the wing, chips it out in corner, and that's dumped into the far corner by Anderson. Puck comes out of the zone. Dahl back to pick it up. Over to Anderson, but between his legs. Brady chips it up to Brody Anger. Brody Anger coming down, cuts through the slot, shot, goal! Nice chip up the boards by Wyatt Brady. Brody Anger picks up that puck, makes a little move to the middle, and then goes back left side for a goal. Mayo is up 1-0 with 10:39 left in the first period. Face-off is won by Century. Century dumps it down low. Blumel back behind the net to stop that puck. Preby's behind the net, ships it up to his wing. Passes behind Dahl. Dahl moves it back to his D. Dinsmore has possession, looking to make a move with it. Throws that far side wide. Preby to his partner. Dinsmore with possession of the puck, 1-on-4, takes that puck wide, loses possession of it. Century cross ice pass intercepted by Lammers, but he loses it, and Century picks the puck up and dumps it in low. Hunter Brenhog back to retrieve. Rims that puck around to Lammers. Lammers chips it around the D. Still with possession, coming in 3-on-2 with Brady. Shot, save. Out to the point, Brenhog, shot. Oh, and that squeezed through the 5-hole for another goal. So that was Brenhog out of the point. Nice rush. Century goalie made a nice couple of first saves. The puck squirted out to the point, and just a shot beat the Tendy 5-hole. And right after face-off, it looks like Century is going to go to the box. So Mayo is going to go up on the power play, an interference call. Weston Brandt in on that draw. Puck is on the dots, trying to find it. Collected by Preby and skate still. And that's chipped out of the zone, so we'll go back and regroup. Ollie Bassano with possession. Cuts across the slot. It's knocked off his stick, and that's going to come back out of the zone, so we'll have to regroup again. He throws it wide side up to Lammers. Lammers tries to move it up to Brandt, but Brandt a little ahead of him. Puck still loose in the corner. Brandt's going back to get it. And that's chipped up and out by Century. Ollie Bassano back to retrieve. He sets the play up over to Lammers. Lammers chips it up. Tough pass to handle, and Century gains possession and dumps that back low again. Aiden Anderson around the net with speed. He's going to attack with a little bit of speed coming through the neutral zone. Moves it over to Lammers. Lammers, nice couple of moves, 1T. And Century makes a nice save on that one. Nice little play off the rush. Lammers makes a move around his defender. Brady opens up for a one-timer. Nice save by the Century goaltender. In net for Century, looks like it's number 30. I believe it's Elliot Ray. Century moves that puck into the Mayo zone. Good job by the Century forward fighting off a couple Mayo defenders. Puck gets chipped out onto the Century stick, and they dump it back down the ice. There's 15 seconds left on the power play for Mayo. That pass is in the skates of Aaron Harding, but Wyatt Brady gains possession, tries to make a move through his defender, and the Century goalie is going to jump on that and freeze the puck. So with 5 seconds left in the power play, we'll have a face-off to on the right-hand side of the Century goaltender. So off the draw, Mayo has possession of the puck in the corner. Weston Brandt has possession of it. Lewis knocks off his stick. Brandt with possession, tries to move it out front, chips it. Still in the zone. And that's chipped out of the zone by Century. Icing's waved off. In the corner, Century gains possession of the puck, out to the point. Barry with a shot from the point. Colin Blum will jump on that.
Just a reminder, fans, that tonight is Shannon O'Hara Foundation. The Mayo boys will be walking through the crowd during the varsity game to collect money for the Shannon O'Hara Foundation. It is also youth night, so if you could join me in welcoming our youth that are wearing jerseys, let's give them a round of applause.
Face-off, Lammers comes through, picks up that puck. Makes a nice little move through the defender's feet. The Century's D partner grabs possession of that puck. Lammers in the corner, moves it out front, shot just over the net. Anderson in the corner with it, tries to center it, nobody's home. Oh, but nice job by Lammers, gains possession of it, throws it just wide of the net. Lammers 1-on-3 in the corner. Century gains possession of it, comes across the red line. They dump that puck in deep. Couple of Century guys back to retrieve it. Wyatt Brady gains possession, makes a move in the front of the net there, gets around the Century. Checking forwards, cuts through slot, fires a shot on net, and that's going to be saved by the Century goaltender. I'm sorry, that's number 70, Elliot Ray, that's in net. So I had the right name, wrong number. So we have 5:53 left in the first period. Face-off comes back to the point. Mayo dumps that in down low. Takes a funny bounce off the boards and almost ends up in the slot. Mayo keeps that puck in at the point. Oh, loose puck race. Nolan Frank couldn't get a shot off. He was tied up. Mayo and Century battling for possession of that puck. Century chips that in the far side corner. Aaron Harding back to retrieve. He's battling through a couple Century forecheckers. Puck is chipped up. Weston Brandt chips that puck out of the zone, and Aaron Harding goes back to retrieve. Chipped up and out of the zone by the Century defenseman. It's picked up by Wyatt Brady coming through. Makes a move through the defender's leg. The puck's knocked off his stick, and that's sent all the way down by Century for an ice. So again, it's Shannon O'Hara night. Mayo Boys Hockey is raising funds for the Shannon O'Hara Foundation. We'll air a segment between the second and third period talking about Shannon's story. I do have a QR code up in the upper right-hand corner if you're willing to make a donation. So loose puck in the slot, backhand on net by Enger. Puck is down low. Moves it far side. Oh, Wyatt Brady backdoor wide open, and he misses the net. So nice little play by Mayo there, and couldn't capitalize on it. That's chipped around by Century. Brody Enger with possession, gets possession, dumps it down low. Ethan Pendergast after it. He wins that race, throws it high, but it's right on his Century stick. Weston Brandt comes through, takes I think that was a slap shot. That goes wide. Puck takes a funny bounce out of the corner and ends up in the corner of the net. Still loose. Ethan Pendergast with it. Moves over to Ollie Bassano. Ollie Bassano walks in. Shot. Save. Good job by Ollie Bassano taking that space, walking in and shooting a nice hard shot on net. So 3:30 left in the first period. Shots are 10-3 in favor of your Spartans. Century rims that puck around. Heavy check by Preby in the corner. Knocks a Century player to the ice. Bassano picks up that puck, walks in, walks around the D. Looking for something to do with it. Another shot on net. Brandt, shot, rebound, goal. So Ollie Bassano with the initial shot, and then Weston Brandt comes in, and I believe he's going to get credit for that goal. Puts in the rebound through the goalie's legs, and your Spartans are going to go up 3-0 in the first period. Yep, looks like Weston Brandt leading the line there. So Brandt with the rebound goal to put your Spartans up 3-0. Century wins that draw back, move it up to the forward. Preby chips that puck out of the zone. Dozois battling through a couple of forecheckers, ends up on Brady's stick, tries to dangle through the slot there. Still with possession, all alone, whiffs on that shot, loose puck. The Century goalie's going to jump on that, and we'll have a face-off. Looks like there's some extracurriculars after the whistle. Wyatt Brady, first game back, first period back, is ending up back in the penalty box. So Century will go on the power play with 2:45 left in the first period. Century moves that out to the point. Shot from the point is blocked out front. Dozois gains possession, trying to get out of the zone. He throws it, ends up on the far blue line. Century moves it back up. That's knocked off their stick, and Ethan Pendergast dumps that down the ice. So Century will go back and regroup. It looks like Aiden Hookey back behind the net. It's knocked off his stick. He gains possession, throws that around. The winger can't handle that. Ethan Pendergast will dump that back. Brody Anger with a little move, dumps that puck in low. And Ethan Pendergast will go in hard after that puck. Oh, Century has possession of the puck. Could be a 2-on-1 if they hustle. Oh, good job by the defenseman to knock that puck behind the net. Out to the point, slap shot, tipped in front for a goal. So Century moved that puck up to their D. D took a slap shot and looked like a Nolan Frank got a stick on that, tipped it up over Colin Blommel's shoulder. So that'll pull your Panthers within 2 goals, 3-1 at the beginning of the first period, and Wyatt Brady is exiting the ice. Not sure what's going on there. So Weston Brandon on the draw wins that back to the D. Lammers with possession, tries to move it back, but it's off target and goes into the Mayo Spartan corner. Bassano rims that around. Lammers over to pick that puck up. Moves it cross ice to Preby. Preby walking in. Tries to dance around the defender. That play is broken up. It's tipped out to the point. Anderson dumps that puck in low. Lammers chips that puck out front. Bassano walks in, tries to backhand it, just wide. Collected by Brandt, who throws it, saved by Century goaltender. Century will dump that puck down. Preby back to pick it up. Brandt in the corner get possession of that puck. Okay, they stopped playing for a second there. They thought they heard a whistle. Century back to regroup. Almost intercepted by Lammers. Cunningham with possession of the puck. Gets it across the blue line. Then he's knocked over by Lammers. Dozois back to game possession. And with that, time expires with your Spartans up 3-1 after the first period. Shots in favor of your Spartans, 14-4. So good first period by your Mayo Spartans. Couple of quality scoring chances in the Century zone. Puck possession definitely in favor of your Mayo Spartans. There is, as a reminder, it is Shannon O'Hara night. I got some reports of some audio issues, so we'll double check and see if our audio isn't working. If you could, just drop a comment in YouTube if you can hear me, if you can pick up my audio. So apologies if we lost audio for part of the first period, but I got a couple of reports, and reports I'm getting says everything's coming through okay. So apologies if we lost audio for part of the first period. And again, it's Shannon O'Hara night. Looks like some of the Mayo boys varsity players are walking around collecting donations. So we have a QR code up. We have a friendly bet between myself and Rob Wiedrick of this Century live stream. Losing team has to make a $50 donation. And then for the varsity game, Colton Brandt starting in net, and I'm going to donate $2 for every save that he makes, as well as if he gets a shutout, I'll make a $50 donation. All right, start of the second period. Mayo Spartans are up 3-1. Century dumps that puck in down low. Logan Dinsmore back to retrieve along with the Century player. Preby chips that puck up to Enger, but just a little far for him. Bodal has possession, chips that puck in. Mayo's offside. They'll have to tag up. Century stretches that pass out. Nolan Frank tries to chip that in, but that's intercepted by Mayo and dumped in back down low. Loose puck at center ice. Brandt dumps that puck in low. Lamers and Brandt battling against a couple Panthers for possession. McJunkin has that puck, goes back, looks for an outlet, goes cross ice, almost intercepted by Lammers. Preby gets possession of that puck and chips it down low. Brandt after the Century player. Nice stick check by Brandt. Preby over to Lammers, but he doesn't get much on that shot. And that puck comes out. McJunkin. Bassano rubs him off the puck. Bassano chips that past the defenseman, comes in, looking to do something, makes a move wide, walks in, shot, crossbar. Kept in by Anderson. Anderson still with possession, moves it up top. Shot by Lammers, still loose. Shot and a goal. So Brock Lammers is going to collect that goal off of a rebound. Anderson, nice job walking out of the corner, puts the puck on net. It squirts loose far side, and Lammers backhands that in over the goaltender to go up 4-1 with 12:58 left in the second period. Nathan Dozois with the puck coming on the neutral zone with speed. Still battling for possession in the corner. Nathan Dozois looks to center it, goes behind the net. Dozois chips that out to the point. Shot, but that's blocked by Century. Puck still loose. And that looks like Nathan Dozois finds that loose puck in the slot and fires it home for Spartans, going up 5-1 in the second period. Good offensive zone time by your Spartans. Working that puck down low, moving it low to high. Good shot from the point. Loose puck ends up in the slot, and Dozois stick, and he puts it home. Enger chips that down low. Century's D throws that and ends up going out of the zone. Dinsmore back to pick it up. Cruz shot. That's blocked out front. And that's going to come out of the zone. Century back to regroup. Brandt will dump that in, get a change. Century around the net, just throws that puck up off the boards, right on the Mayo stick. Mayo's going to regroup. Preby with the puck, but can't handle it. Still loose in the corner. Bodal in after it. Oh, puck's coming up in the stands. All right, puck's shot up and out of play. Looks like Wyatt Brady is back out on the ice.
Just a reminder, fans, tonight is Shannon O'Hara Foundation night. The Mayo boys will be walking through the crowd during the varsity game to collect money for the Shannon O'Hara Foundation.
So Century with possession coming through the neutral zone. Looks like Isaac Trella goes wide, puts that puck in the corner. Century with still possession. Puck's in the slot, bouncing puck. Moves it out to the point. Shot towards the net, blocked by Bassano out front. Bassano with possession. Moves it up to Lammers. Can't handle the pass. Century will dump that puck in back down low. Anderson in after it, battling a couple Panthers. Lammers moves it up to Brady. Brady chips around the defenseman. Throws it towards the net. That's a bouncing puck. Century could get a break if they hustle. Owen Lent with possession, looking to do something with it. Spins and dumps in the Mayo zone. Lammers back to pick it up. Chips it up, but that's on a Century Panther stick. Anderson tries to make a couple moves, but that's knocked off his stick. And Century will turn and fire that down the ice. And that'll be an icing with 10:01 left in the second period.
Tonight is also youth hockey night. There are a few fans in the crowd wearing youth hockey jerseys. Let's welcome them to the game.
So the faceoff is one back to the point. Shot from the points on net, and Elliot Ray turns that in the corner. Looks like we have Hank Holton coming out for a period of JV. Hank Holton with the puck in the corner, throws it towards the net, but that's deflected onto a Century Panther stick. Century Panther makes a move around the Mayo defender. They walk in, looking to do something with it, goes behind the net, moves it out to the point. Hookie walks to the slot, shot, and that's deflected wide. Carter May back behind the net. Tries to center it, and ends up on Aaron Harding's stick, and Harding chips that up and out of the zone. Panthers will go back and regroup. Puck takes another funny bounce off the boards and ends up on his Panther stick and almost ends up being a goal. Dozois is hit by Cam McJunkin and knocked off the puck. Century coming through the zone with some speed. Harding tries to just ice that puck. Can't get it past the Century defenseman. Ethan Pendergrass comes through the zone. Walks wide, takes a shot on net. And that goes up and over the net. Engelhart throws that wide. Bodal makes a couple of moves into the zone. Brody Anger makes a nice move. Gets around the defenseman, moves it up to the D-man at the point. Shot towards the net, but that's deflected wide before he gets there. Brandt with possession back, tries to walk over around front. Soft backhand goes up high. Still a loose puck. And Elliott's going to jump on that one. And with 8 minutes left in the second period, we'll have a face-off to the left-hand side of the Century Panther goaltender. So on the ice, we have Weston Brandt. Looks like he's centering Brody Anger and Bodal, with Thomas Preby and Logan Dinsmore out at the point. Brandt tries to win that faceoff through the Panther leg. Doesn't make it through. We've got a board battle going on. Preby throws that puck towards the net. That goes wide. Brody Anger over to pick up that puck. He cycles it back low to Bodal. And Century comes out of the zone with a little bit of speed. Nice pass, move over, shot, and that goes wide, and that goes out to the point. Another shot that's tipped that doesn't make it to the goaltender. Bodal picks it up. Tries to make a pass over to Brogy Anger, but that goes off his stick and down the ice. Icing's waved off. Isaac Truella back to pick it up. Panthers back to regroup. Logan Dinsmore tries to knock over a Century Panther, but he gets the worst of that hit. Puck gets chipped up to the point. Panthers dump it back down. Dinsmore goes back behind his net, moves it up to Preby at the wing. Preby chips it up, but doesn't go out. Bouncing puck towards the net, and Blamo will jump on that. With 6:32 left in the second period, we'll have a face-off to the right-hand side of Colin Blamo. Shots in favor of your Spartans, 21-7, halfway through the second period. Ollie Bassano cycles that puck back to Hank Holton. Hank Holton chips it up. Coming through with speed is Aaron Harding. Tries to go through the Panthers' legs a couple of times, and it gets knocked off his stick. That's chipped around. Frank coming in. Shot. Glove saved by Colin Blumel. Again, it's Shannon O'Hara night, so there's a QR code in the upper right-hand corner of your screen if you're able to make a donation. All proceeds raised tonight by Mayo Boys Hockey is going to go to the Shannon O'Hara Foundation in January. Puck comes out of the zone and Century's back to regroup. Cunningham back. He tries to move it to his center, but that doesn't connect and goes down low. Hunter Brenhog cycles it back to Pendergast. Pendergast tries to stretch the ice, but it's intercepted by Trurella. Brenhog over to Dozois. Puck is in the skates of Dozois. He finally figures it out, tries to move around the Century Panther, but Cunningham gets possession of that. And Pendergast tries to knock him off the puck, but he gets the brunt of that one. Physicality is definitely stepping up a little bit in the second period here. Dozois chips that in down low, and Mayo goes for a change. Kept in the zone by the Panthers, but then the puck squirts out, and we'll have an offsides. Puck ends up chipped on Colin Blomel. He's going to jump on that, and we'll have a face-off with 4:44 left in the second period. It's like Weston Branton on the draw. Face-off is one back. Dinsmore goes back behind his net. Tries to hit Enger, but that pass is off target. He'll go all the way down for an ice. That face-off is one back to this Panther D. We'll go D to D. Shot is blocked by Dahl in the corner. So the Panthers gain possession of that puck down low behind the net, move it out to the slot. There's an open no forward out there. Beats Blomel glove high, and score is now 5-2 with 4:23 left in the second period. Okay, that last goal They announced it was Carter May from Aiden Berman and Cam McJunkin. So Century chips that puck around the defenseman. Coming in with speed, but then they lose possession. It's in the corner. Still behind the net. Brenhag back to retrieve, battling a Panther. Lammers moves it up to Pendergast. Pendergast, nice move around the Panther defenseman, looking to do something with it. Decides to shoot, loose puck. And that ends up in the back of the net. So Ethan Pendergast with a nice couple of moves around the Panther defenseman, gets a shot on net, ends up as a loose puck in the slot, and Brock Lammers puts that puck home. And that'll put your Spartans up 6-2 with 3:32 left in the second period.
Scoring for Mayo at the end of the second period is number 12, Brock Lammers. Assisted by number 26, Ethan Pendergast.
So the last goal was Lammers from Pendergast. Got a loose puck along the boards here. Mayo ends up dumping that puck down low. Cunningham over his D partner. D partner tries to hit the center cutting through, but that's off target. And that goes all the way down the ice. All for your Spartans, we have Hank Holton centering Nathan Dozois and Aaron Harding, with Ollie Bassano and Aiden Anderson back at the point. Century chips that past the Mayo defenseman, but Ollie Bassano with a nice job knocking that puck off the Panther stick. Panthers look to cycle that high to the point. Just over Dozois' stick. Nolan Frank dumps that puck in down low, goes hard into retrieve. Anderson cycles that back to Bassano. Bassano over to Anderson. And there's a whistle. Not sure what happened. Looks like behind the play, the net got knocked off. So the referee decided to blow that play dead. Isaac Trell with the puck. Chips that puck hard. Icing's waved off. Anderson back to pick it up. Moves it over to Enger. Enger over to Brandt. Just off his stick. Bodal goes and retrieves that. Enters the zone wide. Century tries to chip that out of the zone, but it's blocked by Spartan. Shot by Enger is just off target. Century will dump that down the ice for an icing. So shots are 22-9 in favor of your Spartans. Wyatt Brady out with Brock Lammers and William Preby. Lammers back behind the net, tries to move it to Brady, but it's deflected by a Panther. Brady gets possession, tries to make a move around the defenseman, but is poke checked off his stick. Ethan Pendergast picks it up, coming in hard. Panthers try to stretch the ice, but it's intercepted by Brenhag. Nice shot on net. That goes off Elliott's shoulder and up and out of play. So Brady in on the draw. Face-off is won by the Panthers. Can't get out of the zone. Lammers back with it. Looks to make a play. Backhand passes slot. Brady can't get a shot off. Lammers tries to center it again. Loose puck in the slot, but Mayo gains possession. Lammers with it. Loses the handle on that one, and Century's going to chip in that puck down low. Dinsmore back to retrieve it. Moves it up to Brady. Brady over to Preby. Preby tried to move that over to Lammers, but that's deflected by a Panther up and out of play. So we have Holton with Dozois and Harding, with Bassano and Anderson back at D. Bassano in the corner to retrieve that. He's battling a couple Panthers. Puck still loose. Nobody wants to play the puck. They just want to play the body. Still a battle for it. Nice job by Holton to move that puck over. It's a 2-on-1 if they hustle. Dozois with it. Decides to shoot off a pad. And with that, time expires. So your Spartans are up 6-2 going into the third period. Shots in favor of your Spartans, 24-9. Again, it's Shannon O'Hara night. So we're going to take this opportunity to air Shannon's story. And during it, you'll see a QR code on your screen. And all you have to do with your phone is scan it with your camera app, and it'll bring up Venmo. And all donations that we raise tonight through Mayo Boys Hockey will be donated to the Shannon O'Hara Foundation in January.
Welcome back to Hockey Day Minnesota, presented by United Healthcare. Shannon O'Hara was determined to make a difference. A decade later, she is still making an impact with her legacy in the Rochester hockey community. Marnie Gellner shares her story.
These kids are 20, 22, 23, 24 now.
A time capsule is a collection of keepsakes, information set aside to teach lessons of the past to our future.
This girl just got married.
For Dan and Jen O'Hara, hockey is their time capsule.
And Coach Bart just said, Shannon, go get that trophy.
Go get that trophy.
These photos are a decade old. They show the O'Hara's oldest daughter, Shannon, whose favorite number was 9, favorite color was lime green, and favorite pastime being a teammate.
I mean, a lot of kids start hockey at 4, 5, 6. She came to it late at 9. She was that kid who found her way in front of, the crease, right in front of the goalie. She got a lot of cheesy goals. She couldn't shoot from the blue line if you paid her. And her coach facetiously named her Shannon the Cannon.
Shannon the Cannon not only crafted the cheesy tip-in goal, she perfected positivity.
Some girls would get frustrated, and I think Shannon was kind of always the pick-me-up kid, and we kind of pointed that out too, that the game was meant to be fun, and there's going to be struggles, but I think Shannon would have those same struggles, but she would have that struggle with a smile on her face.
To her teammates, Shannon was destined to become a hockey hero of sorts, and smiling through the struggle was her superpower, a skill that provided light through a darkness no one could anticipate.
It's called a brainstem glioma tumor. It's considered a brain tumor and a cancer.
She had an MRI at Mayo Clinic, and they said it's an inoperable brainstem glioma, so a tumor within the brainstem, which the best they could do was chemotherapy and radiation to try to shrink it. And I said, with treatment, how long? And they said, typically 9 to 12 months.
When you have a terminal diagnosis, the doctors don't always know what to say, and especially we met with a brain surgeon, and all he could do was talk to her about getting together your Make-A-Wish, and what would you like to do? And she was mad. She got in the car afterwards, and she said, I just want to be with my friends and go to school and play hockey.
So that is what she did.
I mostly just remember her just kind of like around the locker room, joking around with the other girls and just laughing. You know, she'd go to school, she'd go to chemo, she'd go take a nap, come to hockey. It was crazy, you know, she was tired, but she wouldn't miss it, you know what I mean? She had a big smile and she just wanted to be around her teams.
When she was fitted for her radiation mask at nearby Mayo Clinic, it should come as no surprise, Shannon was smiling. This meant for the mask to fit, she would need to smile through the 42 chemo treatments, which Shannon renamed the healing.
We all live in fear of being told your days are numbered. Once that happened, she was extraordinary. I don't know what to credit that to. She just found wisdom that was abnormal, not a normal 7th grader.
My life is going to mean something to someone somewhere. If it's the doctors, that they learn, oh yeah, we have to do this right next time. Or if it's my family, that I make it like so many years that they're amazed that I made it that long, you know.
Shannon O'Hara passed away on January 6th, 2012.
Shannon lived her life with a positive attitude,
always working hard
for what she wanted, and being a
good friend and teammate.
With her death came the birth of the Shannon O'Hara Foundation.
I think Jen got a call and they said they wanted us to come to the rink, and the Rochester hockey community, truly a grassroots effort. They passed the hat and they handed us a portfolio with a charitable foundation fund, a $5,000 starter. And then they told us that from now on, we're going to rename the girls' hockey tournaments the Shannon Cup. Jen and I got in the car afterwards and said, I guess we're going to run a foundation. So I am Dan O'Hara, and this is my wife, Jen. We run the Shannon O'Hara Foundation.
Through money earned at the annual Shannon Cup tournament, plus contributions from the community, the Shannon O'Hara Foundation donates money to brain tumor research.
How about that?
It also awards scholarships to high school students each year.
Hi, GCL. This is our next round of Shannon Scholars.
It's just fun. The kids today, they were around when Shannon was around, you know, they were too young, but you'll still see people wearing, you know, Shannon sweatshirts, Shannon t-shirts, and it's just out there. I mean, almost every day you'll see Shannon gear around, so it's just kind of a name that people know about in this town.
That's the one thing that I notice is you'll see more of that neon green come out. It's kind of a remembrance of what was there and kind of what we're playing for, and kids kind of unite through that.
Although we never got to meet Shannon, it felt like her presence was always there.
A remembrance of what was.
And her story will continue to live on in our hearts for many years to come.
Often inspires us for what can be.
Thank you for joining us today in commemorating Shannon and her.
Just like our very own time capsule.
I don't think we could have imagined it, to be able to still make a difference and for Shannon to still matter in this way.
Good to see you all. Woo! It just feels great. It gives me chills right now because I feel like every one of those kids is now part of our family.
It really is remarkable to think about the legacy that she left behind. We're still saying her name 10 years later, and she is making a difference. What a delightful young woman that she was, taken far too soon. And that was just such a moving piece to think that she still has such a difference on that community.
You know, listening to her talk, you can't help but think how wise she was beyond her years, understanding the impact that she could make with her smile. You know, being a parent of 4 children, it's one of those things where I could not imagine. And to be able to, you know, rename a tournament, start a foundation, make it a continual impact, as you said, sending, you know, money to 9 different girls, I believe, this season to continue their studies is absolutely outstanding. I love the fact that the Shannon Cup and Shannon the Cannon, like, I mean, all of it is just absolutely special. My favorite piece that we've done this year, one that hits a little closer to home for me, having children, I know you as well. And congrats not just to the community for reaching around her, but her family for continuing that legacy, because at times it has to be extremely difficult. And as a parent, you know, I can't put myself in their shoes, but I can applaud what they're doing and just, you know, really say congrats and thank you for continuing to give back to the community. And so that's, you know, my favorite story we've done this year.
Yes.
And a hard one for me to watch, but a one that really brings a smile.
Heartwarming, to say the very least. And actually, the annual Shannon Cup will take place in Rochester next weekend. Today, Following the first two games, the Shannon O'Hara Foundation presented 8 different scholarships to the participating high school teams here in Mankato. Each student will actually receive $1,000. They were also honored on the ice. Take a look at the full list of names of the students that were awarded scholarships. And you know, $1,000 is a lot of money for these kids. They're getting ready to possibly go to college or take the next step in their lives. And this means a lot to them, so congratulations to all of the recipients here.
When you buy a car from Penn's Automotive, sure, the lifetime powertrain warranty is important. You love the 7-day, 700-mile return policy, and the certified technicians and the on-site body shop let you know your vehicle is in good hands. But the real reason? The complimentary car washes with every vehicle. You know what's better than going through a free car wash? Going through it in the car, and we provide those too.
Hillers Flooring America, your flooring destination.
Whether you're looking for carpet, pre-finished wood,
ceramic tile, stone, laminates,
waterproof, luxury vinyl plank and tile.
Come to Hillers, 2909 South Broadway, where friends send friends.
My name is Jake Kirsch. I'm the Director of Performance here at ETS Rochester. We've been super fortunate to collaborate with Mayo boys hockey for the last 6 years since we came to town. We've served dozens of the athletes that came through that program that have gone on to do amazing things, and it's been awesome to facilitate their training and help set them up for success.
My greatest change has been my speed. I've gotten a lot quicker. I'm a goalie, so I get to the puck quicker. Overall, I just feel a lot more comfortable. I feel a lot stronger, more confident. Training at ETS is more like one-on-one with the coaches. In other places, it's normally just one coach and like 20 kids.
I feel like the coaches push us a lot more here than at like any other gym.
I'd say the atmosphere is more intense.
I like how we have our own sheet here at ETS, individualized for each person to help us get better at what we need to get better at.
Something that's super important with hockey players and the exposures they get throughout the year of always being on the ice and playing is taking care of their body, and we're super fortunate to be the ones helping keep their bodies resilient, strong, fast, so they can take the athleticism development that they've gotten with us and transfer it to the ice. So with hockey specifically, all the opportunity to play throughout the year where they're always on the ice takes a ton of wear and tear on their body. And so with us being able to individualize programs that are built out, whether they're in season, out of season, helps keep them fast, keep them strong, keep them resilient so they can handle the demands of sport.
Yeah, being here at ETS, it feels like a family.
So from our team at ETS Rochester, we wish our Spartans good luck this year. Go dominate.
And we are back. Zamboni is off the ice. Players will be taking the ice shortly. So hopefully you had a chance to hear Shannon's story. So again, QR code is up on the screen if you're able to make a donation. All donations made through Mayo Boys Hockey will be sent to the Shannon O'Hara Foundation in January. So we appreciate everybody's support for a good cause. Coming in the third period, Mayo Spartans are up 6-2 against crosstown rival Century Panthers. Shots are in favor of your Spartans, 24-9. Physicality definitely stepped up in the second period, but only one penalty either way. So a physical game, but a clean game. Spartans definitely controlling zone time and possession, both first and second period. And here are your Mayo Spartans taking the ice for the third period. For a lot of these kids between Mayo and Century, it's their first time playing against each other. They grew up playing in the same youth hockey program through RYHA in a lot of cases, playing on the same teams. But Rochester has one youth program that feeds 2 public programs and 1 private program. So a lot of the kids that you end up playing youth hockey with, you don't play high school hockey with. Looking at additions for Mayo in the third period, I see Grayson Yank out there. So he'll pick up his 1 period of JV. Starting for your Spartans, we have Hank Holton centering Bo Dahl and Brody Anger, with Ollie Bassano and Aiden Anderson back at the point. Holton wins that forward, but it's right to the Century defenseman who chips it up, and the wing dumps it in down low. Anderson back to retrieve. Anger with possession, tries to move that to his center, but goes off his skate and ends up in the slot. Century, nice little play. Shot, but that goes wide. Sorry, just realized I still had the graphic up. Looks like we had a whistle. Looks like a helmet popped off. So the referee blew that play dead, and we'll have a face-off to the right-hand side of Colin Blommel. So Wyatt Brady in to take the draw. His wings are William Preby and Brock Lammers. Thomas Preby rims that around to his brother William. That goes out of the zone. Aiden Hookie back for the Panthers. Lammers with possession, tries to make a move around the Century defenseman, but that's knocked off his stick and ends up back on by Elliot Ray. And Elliot will jump on that puck, and we'll have a face-off. So Brady in on the draw. Loose puck. Lammers walked in, but he didn't get his stick down in time and missed the puck. Dinsmore pinches. Puck still comes out of the zone. Thomas Preby back. He spins away from a Panther forechecker. Carter May tries to make a move around Brady. Puck comes out of the zone. Century regroups. Chips it up. William Preby back to retrieve. That's run around to Lammers. Lammers up to Preby. Lammers comes through, picks it back up. He walks through the zone. Puck falls off his stick. Center. Panthers back behind their net. Loose puck in the slot. Preby shot. Rebound. Lammers behind the net, looking for an outlet. Tries to center it, but it goes off the back of the net. Yang tries to center, but goes through everybody and down the ice. William Preby back to retrieve. Puck comes out to the slot, and Blommel jumps on that. We have Weston Brandt stepping in for the draw. Dozois comes through, scoops up the puck. Shot from the point. Save Blommel. Brenhag rims that around. Dozois over to corral that, but he can't handle it. Comes through the zone. Off his Panther stick. Dozois still with possession. Puck ends up in the corner. Chipped around. Brandt after it. And your Panthers will dump that all the way down the ice. And with 12:14 left in the third period, we'll have a face-off to the right-hand side of Elliott Ray. Ethan Pendergast in on the draw. Puck goes back to the corner. Panthers go D to D. They try to chip it up and out, but they whiff on it. Ethan Pendergast back to pick it up. Puck rolls off his stick. Ollie Bassano over to Thomas Preby. Thomas Preby tries to hit Brody Anger, but just a little too far, and that goes all the way down the ice. Grayson Yank back to retrieve that. Century Panther wins that race. Yank up to Anger. And Pendergast skates, but it still goes over to Bodal, but Isaac Terrell is back to retrieve. He tries to go D to D, but it's a little far. Anger with a sharp angle shot from the corner, and Elliott Ray gobbles that up and we'll have a face-off. Loose puck in the slot that goes out to the D. Ollie Bassano walks in a little bit. Shot on the ice. That's deflected. Elliott saves that one. Brock Lammers back there battling with it. Hank Holton over there to support. Lammers walks out looking to do something. Tries to center it. No one's home. Panthers pick that puck up. Hank Holton retrieves that. Cycles it back to Ollie Bassano. Up to Aiden Anderson. Aiden walks in. Moves that puck in low. He's hit hard, knocked off the puck. Panthers chip that up and out of the zone. Ollie Bassano looks for a cross-ice pass just in between Anderson and Lammers for an ice. Each one of them thought the other one had it, ended up being an ice. So Wyatt Brady in on the draw wins that back. Preby to Harding. Harding chips that up and out. Dozois picks up that puck, walks in. Nice little move around the D, but he's brought down from behind. No call on that one. Panthers chip that up and out, but kept in by Brenhag at the point. Shot over the net. Preby at the point in the skates. He keeps it in momentarily. Brenhag back. He goes wide to Harding. Just in front of him, but Dozois has that puck. Hard hit at center ice on Dozois. Right in the leg. And that's dumped in on net on Blommel. And he'll jump on that and freeze it. So we hope Nathan Dozois is okay. He broke his leg towards the end of last season and really just started skating at the beginning of this season. So that one looked like it stung his leg. So off the draw, loose puck, Century with it. Century tries to move that up to the point, but D already left the zone. Brody Anger with it, walks in. Dahl. He's rubbed off the puck. Anger behind the net battling. Puck ends up on the back of the net, and that's blown dead for a face-off. Oh, right off the face-off. Looks like Century is going to go to the box. To the box. So the Panthers are going to go on the power play with 9:09 left in the third period. Your Spartans are up 6-2. And that was a cross check by Anger. So Pendergast dumps that in down low. Lammers and Chiarella go after that. Pendergast pressures hard. Chiarella rims that around. Century collects that puck. Tries to move it up, but just off Frank's stick. Back to Aiden Anderson. Aiden Anderson kills a little bit of time, and then dumps that puck in down low. Owen Lent picks that puck up. He's coming through zone. He's bothered from behind. Puck is knocked off his stick behind the net. Anderson tried to move that up. Ends up on the Panther stick, and a good scoring chance in the slot by Frank just goes wide. Anderson comes through the zone with a little bit of speed, walks around the defenseman. Panthers come out of the zone. And it looks like behind the play we had a little bit of extracurriculars going on. And the Panthers are going to get a penalty. So there's 35 seconds left in the Mayo penalty. And the Panthers will go into the box. Looks like it's Cunningham. So we'll play 4-on-4 for 35 seconds. And then the Spartans will go up on the power play. So shot from the point by Preby. Stopped by Rain while the face-off. So it looks like we have Holton and Harding on forward with Brenhag and Preby back at the point. Holton steps into the draw. Century gets that puck and dumps it all the way down the ice. May not have realized it's 4-on-4. So 13 seconds left of 4-on-4 action. Spartans are out shooting the Panthers 30-10. Holton steps in on the draw. Out to Brenhag at the point. Brenhag rims that down low. Harding back. He tries to center it off the net. Brenhag throws that towards the net, just off target. Harding with it. Holton has the puck. He's knocked off the puck, still battling for possession. Going against a big Aiden Hookie. Brenhag keeps that puck in, throws it in towards the net, and your Spartans are up on the power play. We have about a minute left in the power play. Century clears that. Blomelo to play it. Preby over to Brenthaug. Brenthaug up to Holton. Holton ships it around, but a little too far, and it ends up on Brody Anger's stick. Anger over to Dahl. Dahl can't quite finish. Holton rebound. Puck's in the skates. Anger picks it up. He's looking to make a play. Shot, crossbar. Gets his own rebound, but he fans on it. Brenthaug has a little bit of space. Moves it over to his partner. Grayson Yank walks in a little bit. Shot for a tip, but that goes in the corner. Panthers have possession, kept in, but then it's dumped all the way down the ice by the Panthers. Yank goes back to get that puck. He has a couple outlets sitting at the far blue line. We got 10 seconds left in the power play. Makes a move on the blue line, draws everybody off sides. And with that, Spartans will have 6 seconds left in this power play. Wyatt Brady in the draw for the Spartans. Makes a nice move to the middle. Can't get a shot off though. That puck comes out to Ollie Bassano. Bassano looks to regroup over to Aiden Anderson. Aiden tries to go cross ice. That's intercepted. Panthers walk in. That shot's blocked. In the corner, thrown towards the net. Glove by Bassano, who comes out of the zone with a little bit of speed. Stops skating, but then he tries to throw it towards the net. Puck's still loose. Brady tries to trip to Lammers on the Panther stick. That comes up and out of the zone. Anderson battling for possession. That puck comes out to the slot for a soft one-timer. Panthers still with the puck. Brady gains possession. Almost loses an edge, but walks around the defenseman. Drives hard towards the net. Shot just a little bit wide. Puck comes out of the zone to Brady. Brady tries to make a pass over to Anderson, but whiffs on it. Lent comes in. Shot. Glove saved by Colin Blommel. .436 left in the third period. Again, it's Shannon O'Hara now. You see QR code in the upper right-hand corner if you'd be so kind and able to make a donation. All proceeds support the Shannon O'Hara Foundation, Mayo Boys Hockey. All proceeds that are raised tonight will be donated in January to Shannon O'Hara Foundation. Ethan Pendergast with a nice drive towards the net. Nice couple of moves around the defenseman. But a Century Panther goes into the net, knocks the net off. Well, the face-off to the right-hand side of the Panther goaltender. Branton on the draw with Harding and Pendergast, and Dinsmore and Preby back at the point. Still in the skates, Panthers gain possession. Look to move that puck out. She kind of chipped up. Dinsmore, shot, just goes wide. Preby over, he dumps that down low. Harding tries to center it. Out to the point, Dinsmore, another shot. Shot and a goal. Logan Dinsmore, nice low shot from the point. Just beats the Panther goaltender, glove side. Your Spartans will go up 7-2 with 4 minutes and 2 seconds left in the third period. So Bodal walking in, he tries to center it. It's blocked by the Panthers. Down low, Hank Holton in tight, and that beats the goaltender. So shot in from the point, goes off the backboards, comes out just enough for Hank Holton to collect and go short side.
Running time or not?
And I think with that goal, we might end up in running time now with a 6-goal differential. So that last goal was Hank Holton from Hunter Brenhag. Puck in low, Aidan Anderson rims that around, over to Lammers. Lammers looking for an outlet, ships it up to Preby. Preby loses possession. Panthers come in wide. Center it, no one home, goes through the slot. Preby clears that puck up and out of the zone. Cunningham for the Panthers back to pick that puck up. Goes behind his net, moves it up to his wing. Wing throws that puck far side. And the Spartans dump that one all the way down. Icing is waved off. Panthers up. If they hurry, it could be an odd man rush. Good back check by the Spartans. Behind the net, Panthers pick that puck up. Out to the point. Ethan Pendergast with a nice poke check knocks that puck off Cunningham's stick. He's coming down. Shot, he's ridden hard into the boards. No call on that one. Nice job by Pendergast driving wide. Bothered from behind by Cunningham, but still gets a shot off. So we have 1:30 left in the third period. Panthers win that face off. Back to Hookie. Hookie back behind the net. Out front, no one home. Dinsmore, nice job keeping that puck in. Panthers back with the puck, going behind the net. Tried to move it up to the wing, intercepted by Harding. Knocked off his stick. Panthers looking to make one last rush. Poke checked at the blue line. Dinsmore coming through, and he'll just dump it down, go get a change. Your Spartans are going to be offsides with 30 seconds left in the third period. Face-off is one back. Preby turns and fires that puck down the ice. That's going to be on net, no ice. Hookie back to pick that puck up. Anger intercepts it, walks around the D. Nice hard shot. Elliott Ray save, and with that, time is going to expire. So good showing by your Spartan JV team, beating crosstown rival Century Panthers 8-2, outshooting the Panthers 34-11. So good clean game all around. Good effort by both teams. So the varsity game starts at 7 o'clock, so we'll end this stream and we'll start up the varsity stream here in a couple of minutes. So thank everybody for joining. Again, it's Shannon O'Hara night. If you're able to, we have a QR code up. If you're willing to make a donation, we'd appreciate it.